Less than a week after being drafted, Johnny Manziel is already making an impact with the Browns. The quarterback has the highest-selling jersey in the league since April 1st. I'm Antonieta Collins, and we are joined by ESPN Sports business reporter Darren Ravel. Darren, how surprising is it to see Johnny Football already outsell every other player in the NFL?
Well, it's not surprising given the last couple of days and seeing the reaction, but obviously it means a lot. I think the best stat to put in perspective is that he sold nearly as many jerseys on draft weekend as RG3, Andrew Luck, and Tim Tebow combined. I mean, that just shows you, I think some of it's just who Johnny Manziel is and the flash, and I think some of it's Cleveland and the hope. But it's amazing to see the business of Johnny Manziel. Not only the jerseys, but Nike pumping out the digital ads. They have an endorsement deal with him. Seeing the T-shirts that they've put out there. I do not think a player who has been drafted in any league in the history of sports has been merchandised so quickly.
Now, Michael Sam is number 2 in this list as well. How impressive is the support he is getting from fans?
Well, I also think I'm not surprised here. What is surprising is that his jersey went on sale Saturday night at 9 o'clock, and he sold more jerseys than Jadeveon Clowney, which is number 3 among rookies, who was available 49 hours before. So the speed at which it happened, I think, is amazing. I also think, the sense is that Clowney is definitely going to make the team, and potentially Michael Sam might not. Not to talk about Michael Sam, but really talk about how the St. Louis Rams are kind of stacked in the defensive end area position. So, people have a lot of confidence, but I think a lot of it is about what Michael Sam represents. You saw a lot of people, even when Jason Collins was on the 10-day roster, that a lot of people bought his jersey. I think it's really what he represents and kind of being a trailblazer. And I do think it does help that the local team, because he went to, obviously, University of Missouri, the fact that the Rams drafted him, I think also helps his cause as far as, getting up to the top.
Darren, who else rounded the top 5?
Clowney was 3. So, as the number 1 pick, that's not surprising to me. Teddy Bridgewater, I think the Vikings need have a lot of hope kind of there, and haven't really done well recently, obviously, in Bridgewater, last pick of the first round, but the quarterbacks always kind of bring a lot of hope. And then 5 was Blake Bortles, who first pick overall of the quarterbacks, number 3 to Jacksonville. Again, I think the quickest jerseys that sell are the ones where people really need that hope and really, haven't had something to really root for in a while. And I think that's the case with certainly every team in this top 5 minus Houston, who had a sort of a bad year last year, but aside from that, they've done pretty well. Every other team, most people haven't bought jerseys in the last year because they really haven't had anything to cheer for.
Darren Ravel with the insight. Good stuff as always. And for the latest on the NFL, make sure to keep it right here on ESPN.com. I'm Antonieta Collins with your ESPN headline.